How to save money fast. How to cut spending drastically. Whether you're hoping to save more or just need to trim your household budget, finding ways to reduce your spending is essential. But sometimes, small cuts just aren't enough. When you need to make a big dent in your budget, you'll need to get creative. Reasons to cut your expenses. Before you take the time to start cutting your budget, it's important to know the reasoning behind the drastic changes. Take a minute to think about your own situation to help you understand why you want to make spending cuts. Balancing your budget. One of the biggest issues many households face is an unbalanced budget. That means you're spending more than you make. If that's an issue for your family, cutting your expenses is essential to keep you out of debt. Get out of debt. If you've been living above your means for a while, you may have racked up some debt. The best way to work your way out of that debt is to change your spending habits. That means you'll need to take a good hard look at your expenses to find places to make some big changes. Job loss. Has your family dealt with a job loss recently? If you've lost an income, finding ways to cut your expenses until you can find another job is essential. Making drastic cuts to your spending can help you find a way to balance your budget on a limited income, ensuring you don't add to your debt while you're out of work. Saving for a big expense. Whether you're expecting a new baby, want to start building up a college fund, or just want to purchase a new house, saving for a big expense is a great way to avoid debt. But that means you'll need to analyze your budget to ensure you have money to set aside for savings. Early retirement. Do you dream of retiring early? Taking control of your finances now can allow you to reach your retirement goals early. To make this kind of commitment, you'll need to find ways to make a few sacrifices and drastically cut your expenses. How to do a spending freeze. A spending freeze is one of the best ways to help you understand which expenses are essential and which ones you can do without. While your regular, essential bills, like housing, insurance, and medical payments are still made, you'll need to stop spending money on everything else. Pick a time frame. The amount of time you choose for your spending freeze is up to you. There's no set time that works best. You can stop spending for a week, 2 weeks, or a month. But 2 weeks seems to be a great option, especially if you're a beginner. Decide on your spending categories. Once you have a time frame decided on, it's time to examine your budget to see where you won't be able to stop spending. But if you have a well-stocked kitchen, including grocery spending in your freeze could help you save a ton of money. Don't spend money. To avoid temptation, try making it more difficult to spend by leaving your money and credit cards at home when you leave the house or putting a hold on your credit card accounts. Only keep a small amount of cash on hand for emergency use to avoid unnecessary spending. Tell your friends and family. Letting your loved ones know about your spending freeze will allow you to have a support system and will give you some accountability. And when your friends and family know about the freeze, it will be easier to say no if they ask you to go out to do something that costs money. Have a plan for the money you save. Knowing what you'll do with the extra money you save during your spending freeze can provide you with some incentive for completing the challenge. You could put that extra money in your savings or retirement account, pay down your debt, or save it for an emergency. How to drastically cut your expenses. Cutting your expenses is one of the best ways to create a balanced budget and allow yourself to set aside money for the future. But making drastic cuts to your budget won't be easy. In addition to making some big spending changes, you'll also need to think about ways you can change your lifestyle to become more frugal. Create a budget. While it may be obvious to some people, creating a budget is one of the best ways to cut your expenses. How are you supposed to reduce your expenses if you don't even know how much you're spending? If you don't have a monthly budget set up for your family, this should be the first step in examining your expenses. Pay off your debt. Think about how much money you spend on your debt every month. What if you didn't have to make those regular payments? Paying off your debt will not only allow you to free up money for other things, but it will also save you money in the long run. Sell a car. Does your family have more than one car? Selling a car is a great way to cut your spending. There are a variety of expenses that come along with car ownership, which means that you can make cuts to several different budgeting categories if you become a one-car family. When selling your car, you can save on 1. Car payments. If you still owe money on your car, selling the vehicle will allow you to eliminate a car payment. 2. Fuel costs. Eliminating one of your cars will also reduce the amount of money you spend on gas each month. 3. Insurance. Becoming a one-car family can also save you money on your car insurance. Discuss your insurance options with your agent to see how much you can save if you sell a car. 4. Maintenance and upkeep, like oil changes and repairs. After selling a car, you'll only be responsible for maintaining one vehicle, which means less money spent on regular oil changes and repairs if the car breaks down. Cancel your cell phone plan. I know that having a cell phone is pretty essential these days, so there's probably no way you can get rid of your cell phone bill entirely. But being stuck in a contract with a major carrier could be costing you much more than you need to be paying. Eliminate cable and streaming services. Did you know you can watch all the major television networks for free with an antenna? That means you don't need to pay for cable or streaming services to have access to a variety of great channels. Start by eliminating your cable or satellite bill for the biggest impact. Quit eating out. Going out to eat isn't just convenient, it's also fun. But enjoying lunch or dinner out can quickly get expensive too. That means you can make a drastic impact on your spending if you stop eating out. And that doesn't just mean going out for dinner. Cut your grocery expenses. Food expenses can take up a big chunk of your monthly budget, which means it's a great place to start cutting. And there are a variety of ways you can easily cut your grocery spending if you have the time and patience to start trimming. 1. Start meal planning. Planning your meals before you go shopping is one of the best ways to reduce your grocery spending. Taking the time to decide what meals you'll be cooking for each meal of the day will help you create a grocery list for your shopping trip. Simply stick to that list to avoid overspending. 2. Use a list. In addition to planning your meals, it's also important to use a list as you're shopping. When you head to the grocery store prepared, you're less likely to make impulse purchases or buy something you already have at home. If something isn't on your list, avoid making the purchase. 3. Shop your kitchen. Before heading to the grocery store, check your pantry, refrigerator, and freezer to see what ingredients you have on hand. After that, you can come up with recipes that use ingredients you already have in your kitchen to avoid buying more groceries. 4. Reduce your waste. Finding ways to reduce your food waste will help you make the most of the food you purchase. Make sure to package up leftovers and enjoy them for lunch. And try to organize your kitchen to help you make use of ingredients before they expire or go bad. 5. Combine sales with coupons. Before shopping, always check your grocery store's sales to ensure you're not overspending on the food you're buying. Use the sales to help you plan your menu for the week. And you can use coupons in combination with the sales to help you save even more. 6. Total your bill as you shop. Use the calculator on your phone to tally up what you're spending, so you won't be surprised when you check out. Taking a minute to add up each item you place in your cart can help you stay on budget and help keep you from overspending on your grocery trip. 7. Pick up your order. If impulse purchases are an issue for you, try ordering your groceries online and picking them up at the store instead. You'll be able to order exactly what you need without the temptation of purchasing unneeded items as you shop in the store's aisles. Downsize. How much of your monthly budget is dedicated to housing expenses? If a significant amount of money goes to paying for and maintaining your home each month, it may be time to consider downsizing to a smaller home. A smaller home can allow you to save on 1. Rent or mortgage. The biggest impact downsizing can have is the amount of money you're spending each month on rent or a mortgage. A smaller home will likely result in reduced monthly payments on the home itself. 2. Taxes. If you're planning on purchasing a smaller house, you'll probably also see a reduction in your real estate taxes each year. 3. Insurance. Smaller homes often cost less to insure, which allows you to save even more money when you downsize. 4. Utilities. Smaller homes often cost less to insure, which allows you to save even more money when you downsize. 5. Household supplies. Living in a small house means you'll have less room for stuff, helping you cut back on spending money on unneeded things, like decorations, toys, and furniture. Move in with family. Another great way to drastically cut your living expenses is to move in with family. If you have a family member with extra space in their home, discuss different ways the living situation could work, including rent payments and utility bills. Try to DIY. Hiring people to do things for you is a great way to save you time, but it can also add up to be a big expense if you aren't careful. Think about the different services you pay extra for that you could do yourself at home. Try cutting these expenses from your budget and doing them yourself instead. 1. Beauty services. From dyeing your own hair to doing your own manicure, taking a DIY approach to your beauty routine could save you a ton of money over time. 2. Lawn care. Do you hire someone to maintain your yard? Mowing your own grass and trimming your own hedges can save you some money each month. 3. Kids' activities and lessons. How much money are you paying for someone to teach your child outside of school? Taking a few minutes to talk to your kids about the activities they're involved in could help you save some money. 4. Home maintenance. Maintaining your house could be a big task, but there are a variety of jobs you could probably do yourself instead of hiring someone to do it for you. Think about your skills and abilities to determine whether or not you can DIY the project to save yourself some money. 5. Plant a garden. Instead of purchasing fresh produce from the store, try growing your own. You can save some money at the grocery store and get some free exercise too. Eliminate bills. Cutting back on your monthly expenses should also include taking a hard look at all your monthly bills. Take a look at your past bank statements to see where your money is going each month. Highlight each recurring bill to determine how much you're spending on a regular basis. Find a roommate. Inviting a roommate into your home is a great way to make some drastic cuts to your household expenses. A roommate can help you share expenses, including rent and utilities. Visit shop.mommoneymap.com for more information.